This is Gene at Rent Flip Coach LLC. I'm standing here in front of one of my rental properties. It's a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-family home. And welcome to the 5 major component guide to owning rental properties. If you want to generate long-term rental income streams for financial independence on rental properties, there's 5 major systems that you have to know so that you know how to lower those maintenance expenses on rental properties to maximize the rental income profits monthly. Today we're going to focus on the structural component of a home, which is one of the major systems that can be costly. If you like what you hear at the end of this video, subscribe to my channel so that you can learn more about components of homes. Let's take a look at the structural here, starting with the driveway. Driveways typically will have cracks in them. I don't think there's a driveway in America where you won't notice cracks in them. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Some of these cracks I know about. Some of them I tend to drive to my properties maybe once every quarter just to take a note. These cracks are getting a little bit wider. I'm sort of buying time right now. Why? Because until it gets to a point where the concrete depresses and kind of collapses, then I may have to redo this whole entire driveway. At this point, I may be able to just seal this in, and I might be okay, which is what my next step may be on this driveway here. But this is just to let you know that you want to monitor these cracks to know that you may not have a major issue in the long run. So I'm going to have to get on this pretty soon. Now let's look at the structure, which is the more important part of structural issues if you have any. This is a standard block home, and with block homes you're going to have hairline cracks. So if we look here, we see that there's several hairline cracks here running across the blocks, and you can kind of see these. They're real tiny in nature. These are fairly typical, and it's not a big problem. Okay, they're cosmetic in nature. Here's another hairline crack here, and I've actually sealed this one, and it's kind of come back and caused that cracking event here again. I'm in the state of Florida, tropical weather. There's a lot of expansion contraction with properties, and so this is considered standard and normal. I'm going to monitor it, but I don't have an issue right now to worry about. However, if this crack was a 1/4 inch thick, if I can fit a 1/4 in this crack, I may consider hiring a structural engineer to figure out if I have a structural problem or not. Okay, and so when you walk into a property as an investor and you're looking to bid or make an offer on the property, structural is probably one of the key things you want to stay away from. If you have structural issues, you see that a floor, if you walk inside the property and the floor is not level and there's actually a depression point, sometimes it's better to walk away from the property and live to fight another day and find a different property to make your offer on as an investor. Okay. However, once you have the property, you just want to monitor it and make sure that you're going to be just fine. On our website, rentflipcoach.com, there's a free download for you that talks about estimating costs of sealing hairline cracks such as this here. And if you have to hire a structural engineer, you can do so as well. On the guide, it also talks about how to hire a structural engineer when you need to, and also, most importantly, when to walk away from the property and live to purchase a different property, because structural issues can go on and on and on. If you fall into a structural trap, you don't want to be in one. So my advice to investors is to stay away from structurally damaged properties until you build up enough expertise to know how to tackle those projects, because those are one of the largest scale projects you'll take on a property is structural issues. I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. There's 4 other major components to a home that's available in my channel and on my website. With that being said, this is Gene Seidel at Rent Flip Coach, and I'll see you again soon.